When I play a game, I'm escaping. I'm saying, I want to journey to a new world and I want to lose myself there. I'm taking the mantle of whatever avatar has been crafted for me. Their body is my body, their goals are my goals, their moral code is my moral code. Bring another human into the equation and they bring reality along with them, and my connection to the world begins to fade. That's why I prefer to play alone.
Multiplayer, in its most traditional sense, that is, playing directly with other people, just doesn't work for me. It shatters the illusion of the game realm, encouraging contextually unnatural player interaction that tethers that world to this one.
You're confined to virtual holding pens, identified by a username, judged according to the numbers that measure your performance, and then teamed up with other players before being tossed into the arena. You clock up wins and losses, kills and deaths, and you wear grim statistics like a badge of honour right next to the profile picture you unlocked by hitting some arbitrary target. There are lobbies, matchmakers, loadouts, map selections, text chat, voice chat, all these voices talking over each other, and there's always one guy doing anything and everything to just look ridiculous.
Oh my god!
What were we doing again? Oh yeah, point gun, push button, receive prize. Shoot, kill, win. Shoot, kill, win.
That's really not for me. I don't care for being hit, hunted and humiliated online by others just for the sake of boosting their numbers. I want to feel a connection that's more than just statistical, and that's something that Journey helped me achieve.
A few minutes into Journey and I'm alone in this beautiful, strange world, a desolate expanse unfolding before me, undiscovered miracles begging to be found just beyond the horizon. Suddenly, in the distance, a figure emerges. As it draws closer, I can see that it's someone who looks just like me. Without warning, without fanfare, without words, a companion has wandered into my world. If they want, they can wander right back out of it just as unceremoniously. But they don't, and for that, I'm grateful. The first time I met another traveller in Journey, they were wearing a white cloak, a sign that they had done everything there is to be done in the game. I didn't expect them to stick around for a novice like me, but rather than ignore me, this stranger took me patiently by the hand and guided me through the entire game. They called out to me when I made a wrong turn, protected me from harm, quietly chirruped encouragement as we ascended the summit, and ensured that by the time we were done, I had earned a white cloak to call my own.
Of course, for me this was incredible, but I wonder what my tutor could have really gleaned from the experience.
Then I played Journey again, this time as a white cloak, and was touched to see my previous adventure play out in reverse. Now I was the teacher, and through careful guidance, my pupil now trusted me as I had trusted my mentor. At this level, it was the weight of responsibility that was enjoyable. More than that, with no selfish or competitive motivations, it simply felt good to help.
In online gaming, anonymity can often be exploited for cruel laughs, but here it was being used to simply be nice and pay a good deed forward. It supports the belief that not all gamers are horrible, it's just that there aren't enough games that let us interact with each other in positive ways.
Journey's avatars, little more than pieces of living cloth, are incapable of expressing fear, wonder, or joy. But far from rendering them unrelatable, their basic bodies encourage me to use the only two available means of communication, my movement and my ability to sing, with differing levels of effort and urgency depending on how long I hold down a single button. All players look alike, unless they're white cloaks, and there's no username floating above their head, so it's impossible to infer anything about who you're playing with. The lack of labelling means that real-life preconceptions and judgments can't follow you into Journey's world and taint its simple beauty and sense of universal inclusiveness.
Journey, fittingly enough, isn't alone. There are other games that are starting to experiment with new forms of multiplayer, albeit ones that allow for far less benign behaviour.
In the notoriously difficult Dark Souls, communication between players is deliberately limited. You can leave cryptic messages that either advise or mislead others about the pitfalls that lie ahead, and, in invasion mode, your sole purpose is to quietly conspire with the game in order to bring about the demise of another player. Though it may still adopt a fundamental kill-to-win mentality, tonally it's in keeping with the hostile, often cruel world of the game, where the odds are completely and constantly stacked against you. In other words, regardless of whether you try to help or sabotage, you're still enhancing another player's experience.
A similar dynamic arose in open-world zombie game DayZ. You scavenge for survival in an extremely hostile environment where, in the tradition of the best zombie films, other survivors are as much of a threat as the undead, and you could be murdered just for the food or ammo that you're carrying.
Of course, there are many who do just that, in increasingly devious and inventive ways, but this freeform approach also leads to instances of people acting in unexpected, compassionate ways.
In a game that promotes selfishness in the name of survival, you'll still find people banding together or helping someone in need. And it's heartening to find players in that desperate post-apocalyptic environment, still reacting and behaving in humane ways.
In stark contrast to the relentlessly grim worlds of Dark Souls and DayZ, the relentlessly cheery world of Street Pass allows 3DS owners to exchange details simply by walking past each other. People you've passed not only help you complete picture puzzles and become heroes in the strangely compelling Street Pass quest, but they can pop up in other guises too, be it as zombies in Resident Evil Revelations, or benefactors in Kid Icarus Uprising. Again, direct communication is limited. A short greeting and the admission of a desire to become a superhero aside, it's refreshingly impersonal.
Maybe it's an ideal that all games and devices should now be working towards, people coming together through their love of gaming and sharing a moment of their day, however brief that might be. And with the advent of truly mainstream mobile gaming, that's never been more possible than it is right now.
Games are starting to view and approach the notion of playing together from fascinating new angles in a bid to maintain the illusion of their game world across multiplayer experiences, be it by limiting the players to basic actions, eliminating language barriers, or forbidding out-of-character communication.
As more and more people like me have to face up to the fact that the increased ubiquity of multiplayer threatens to invade our solo gaming experiences, at least there's hope in the fact that the future of gaming lies a little less in conflict and a little more in humanity.